Hello and welcome to the show. I am here today on Forza Horizon 5 going to be doing a very, very silly challenge. I don't know how well this is going to go, but it should be entertainment one way or another. I'm going to be doing some racing, okay, not a surprise when it comes to a Forza game. Or it comes to my channel, let's be honest. However, the way this is going to work is I have inverted the steering of the car. So when I turn the stick to the right, the car is going to turn left, and vice versa. In fact, I can show you that I am not making this up, because if I go into controls, you can see to steer left, I have the left stick going to right, to steer right, etc. So I'm going to be trying to drive this car with backwards steering. My challenge is going to be what level, sort of how high up in the difficulty levels can I go before I can't beat the AI? Because I'm not really sure. The difficulty in this is going to just be trying to rewire my brain. Like, when I'm sat here thinking about driving over to this start line, we're going to start off with this Mazda because this is new to the game and I absolutely adore this car. In fact, I adore these so much I very nearly bought one at one point. Sadly, it went too much on it, but these are really, really cool. This is the 323 GTR? I want to say GTIR, but that's the Pulsar. It's that style car. Lightweight, all-wheel drive, and quite a lot of power for the era. Anyway, yes, when I'm sat here really thinking about what I'm doing in terms of the steering, it's actually not too bad, but in the heat of battle, where a lot of the driving is done almost subconsciously, you're thinking about overtaking, braking zones, and all of that kind of thing, and small corrections if the car slides, moves about, understeers, all of that sort of stuff. I don't know how my brain is going to deal with it. So it's going to be interesting. I don't know how well it's going to work. So we're just going to load up like a base sort of standard thing. We're going to grab the Mazda. I'm going to put the difficulty down, and we're going to see at what point I can no longer beat the AI. I'm not sure how far we're going to be able to get through this. So let's go to difficulties. Normally, because I'm lazy, I'll just drive with the driver tires on. Actually, I normally drove them. I thought I drove them higher. Apparently, I drive on the expert one. Can never be bothered to faff about, not that I play much single player stuff. So we are going to start on average. We're going to see if I can beat average AI with with inverted steering. Now, admittedly, we're not going to have a huge amount of time to work our way through the pack, because these races are only about 3 laps long. So I may not win the race, even if I am, able to compete. Let's see what we can do. I mean, this bit here is easy. It's already really weird. Does not feel right. Again, these kind of corners here. C-Class car, it might not be too bad because it's not exactly a crazy fast vehicle. We're turning into the first corner. It's a long corner. That's not so. Ugh. Okay, how do I deal with overtaking? how do I overtake another car? Because we've got to go the opposite way to the way we want to. Let's go. Oh, excuse me, Toyota. Do you mind? Just sort of not getting in the way. So we go around the outside of everybody up here. Make sure we figure that one out. But no. Okay, the thing is, it is sort of as I expected. The initial turn-in decision is fine. Like, okay, I know we're steering left here. That means I've got to steer right. It's a ooh, okay, not quite got the braking point right. Yeah, you are thinking about slightly more things, if that makes sense. Yeah, the initial let's go make this corner is fine. It's when you're trying to do the I've got to overtake you now and I'm going to have to slightly change direction. That's the bit that I think is going to get the better of me. We'll go around the outside of you. Here, though, that will work. Thank you very much. And then I guess we're now just on, let's see, we're just on to hot lapping. Provided none of the AIs turn out to be amazingly fast. Yeah, this corner, is it flat in the Mazda? It is, yep, pretty much flat out through there. This also gives me a good excuse to test out the new cars. Admittedly, a little bit difficult to make too many judgments on them. I mean, this, I believe, is going to be, it's a very quick car in the game. Normally, small hatchbacks, especially all-wheel drive ones, are very, very powerful in Horizon, so I'm not at all surprised that this one here would be very quick. It sounds like a really weird thing to have the steering inverted. However, after just a lap of running around here, my brain is kind of fine with it. I thought I'd have a lot more trouble figuring out like where I need to go. Okay, the AI here are way too easy. I might stick them back up to what I normally use just to get through races, because yeah, it's not actually really proving much of a problem. So I say that, I know I'm going to get cursed with the commentators. Okay, yeah, this is a sensible car. I say that as I hit the wall. Admittedly, I can do that when driving normally, because you just push the car a little too hard through these sections. Yeah, it's like the brain's like, okay, well, sure, fine. You know, we know what we need to do when it comes to corners. I think getting the braking right may be the slight tougher thing that you've got, because again, I'm busy more mentally preparing myself for the steering. That, yeah, is important. Make sure I've got the braking sorted, but even considering I'm commentating as well, it adds another thing on. This isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. And I can't believe I'm saying that, driving with a backwards car, essentially. It's really not as bad as I thought it would be. Right, we're definitely going for a faster car next time out. Because, yeah, I mean, I feel like I would definitely go a little quicker driving normally, but honestly, I don't really feel like I'm losing much in this. We will jump on the brakes for this hairpin. I do know this circuit quite well. I like this track. It's good fun to race around. All the AIs are somewhere over there. They're having a great little battle. Yeah, that's that little bit there, like when I'm messing around with something else, like spinning the camera about, that's what's going to catch you out. Because it's the sort of subconscious movement. But actual normal driving, oh, didn't want second through there. Well, I mean, I like the car. I knew I would do, let's be honest. Also love that it's in the game. It's fantastic to have this car in the game. I didn't think we'd ever see this in a Forza game. So, yeah, happy to see the Mazda make an appearance. A really fun addition. I always like having weird and wonderful cars in my racing games, and this is a much more unusual one. So, yeah, that is a cool vehicle to have. Okay, that was way easier than I thought it was going to be. We're going to up the difficulty, up the speed of my car, and then see what happens. So, we have moved up to an A-class car. This is the 911 Sport Classic. Okay, whoa, no. There we go. Forgot for a second. That's more what I was expecting. I was about to say, we're going to have more wheel spin from the car. It's going to move about a bit more. 400 horsepower now, rear-wheel drive, and immediately buggered off the circuit from the start line because it was the subconscious deal with the wheel spin, but didn't do it the right way. Now, we're driving on a much more technical circuit. I do like this track. Well, it's probably one of my favourite circuits in the game. It has become one of my favourite circuits in the game, this one. We've worked our way through the packs. I'll put this back up to expert in terms of difficulty for the driver task. Hopefully we can have a good race. And we will see. Oh, that's very weird. But this is like if the back end starts moving, there's a panic as I'm trying to counteract the initial instinct of how to deal with the car moving around, because the initial instincts are going to be wrong. Can we try and sweep our way around the outside of you, AI? No, don't miss the checkpoint. Really, really fine control is where it's going to show the most that something's weird. However, we've worked our way all the way up to 7th after the terrible, terrible start. We're going to be sneaky, have a dive. Nope, the Porsche head wanted to have a dive, so did not work. Can we have a look for a way past the BMW? It's somewhere down here, we will. I'm going to go to the inside, I think, through here. Yep, there we go. It would be really easy to miss a few of these checkpoints. It's easy to miss a few of these checkpoints at the best of times. So, oh, there's a gear in there somewhere. There's a wall in there somewhere as well. It's fine. All is good. I guess for a real challenge, I could swap the gears around. That would be even worse. That would be very mean. Why did I suggest that? Because now that's what you're going to want to see in the next race. That will break my brain, I think. But, yeah, again, it's not the crazy... I say not the crazy cars. Quite a nice vehicle to drive. A little understeery in a couple of places, but that's probably good for this. I definitely would rather have the car be a smidge understeery. Oh, we're going to get squeezed by a Lamborghini. God damn it. Not sure. Oh, hello, Porsche. That did not... You know what? We're going to lean on some cars. I feel like we got a little bit stuck in all of that through maybe not that much of a fault of our own. Yeah, we'll bump a few cars out of the way. All is good. Not going to be close enough. Don't miss the checkpoint. Yeah, we're definitely losing a little bit of time as the cars have got faster. However, Oh, can we pass you before the end of the race? Come here, Lamborghini. We're going to jink to the inside and go for the pass on you. Not the cleanest. I'm doing the passes. It's just not as... Again, they're not as clean overtakes because I haven't quite got the really fine, precise control that I would want normally. I'm also against the AI, so I don't care quite as much if I bump them out of the way. But also the control thing. Oh, we're going to go for a dive at the death. Have a little bit of a wobble towards the finish line. All is fine. Hey, not my cleanest race ever. We pushed some AI cars around. Quite a lot, actually. But that was against the expert AI on that one. And still able, after a very shaky start and almost wandering off into the wall, still able to do it. Didn't actually, again, not expect to be able to get up to this point. Right, I think we're going to have to go for an even faster car and then see what might happen. So, we move up into S1 class cars. And I'll just, again, just to show, we are driving on the expert difficulty on this. Shall we try? You know, I might just leave it on that for this one. We'll see. Because I'm in a rear-wheel drive Ferrari Monza that I've never driven before. Admittedly, I hadn't driven the Porsche before, but that was obviously not too bad of a car to drive. This is 800 horsepower now, going through the rear of a car that, when we did the sort of supercar track special showdown, this was a handful to drive. We will see, oh god, how we can manage with this, because this will spin the wheels. It will be more of a handful to drive, quite probably. You know what, there's going to be a gap to appear here. Thank you. And we will pass a few more cars. Okay, yeah. It's just that little snappy, twitchy. No, I'm not trying to crash into the Volvo, I promise. Just have a little... Okay, got lots of understeer. A lot more understeer through there than I realised. And that was not just from the steering being weird. That was just the car is quite understeery through there. No wonder Chris struggled with this in the showdown. We're going to have a dive on an Audi. That we've had to... Oh, no. Yeah. Try and catch... Oh, it's so weird. It's so weird. I admit my commentary is probably not the best here. My brain power is definitely being more tested with this car. So when it slides, I've got to think and panic, and nope, that's not how it goes. Oh, yeah. It's as soon as it starts moving around, as soon as the back end starts letting go, my brain just doesn't quite know how to counteract it. When it's not moving about stupidly, it's actually not the worst thing in the world. Once you have the sort of the time to set it up for a corner, you're okay. I don't think we're going to be able to win this one. Just a bad start in general hasn't helped. We're going to try and chase down... Oh, the Danger Man AI has ended up in this one. Can we have a look at finding a way past that? Hopefully we can. Oh, come on now, Ferrari. Yeah, I've got to be really careful with the throttle. Although, just, if it's a little slide, I can catch it. It's if we start having a bigger slide, it's really easy to overcorrect it, and then you just kind of wobble your way around, and all is bad. Here we go. Nope, nope, nope. Behave. That's a wall. All is fine. All is good. I want that podium, at least, with the Ferrari. I haven't changed the gears round yet. That'll come later. This is just... I did think this was going to be a lot tougher, this car, and I was not wrong about that. We're actually catching the leaders, though. Come on. Oh, I want to carry more speed through there. The car just wants to understeer. We're going to be flat all the way through here, though. Can we have a... Oh, we're going to have a sneaky dive. Well, we had a sneaky kind of double dive bomb. Didn't intend to be getting that pass working there, but it has done the job. Yeah, if I just don't excite the rear of the car... That slide there we caught in time. I thought we were going to miss that checkpoint. We thankfully didn't. Right, 2 more AIs to go and chase down. Oh, didn't think we'd get as close to the leaders as we have. Whether we're going to be able to quite take the lead away, I don't know. Ferrari... I mean, it's kind of what I expected from it. It's not the easiest thing in the world to drive, but it's got a lot of straight line speed. We knew that from the showdown we did. It was very quick down the straights when you can unleash all of the power. It's just not as good in the corners as the more extreme track-based vehicle. Just going to monster this Shelby, though, down the straight. Oh, don't have a lift through there. I'm going to get stuck behind you. I don't want to be directly behind you. Oh, we're going to have a big dive bomb on the SVT. Oh, pull up in time we do, just... Now, this is where we lose the back end if we're not careful. Come on, Ferrari, behave yourself through all of this. It does, quite nicely. Okay, after a little shaky start, again, it's all about minimising the wheel spin. If you're not sliding the car about, steering isn't the worst thing in the world. I feel like, I mean, you know, I've driven a car the proper way many thousands and thousands of hours playing games. I feel like, you know, with a little bit of time, you'd end up getting used to just driving it inverted. Because in the series of 3 races, I've kind of getting there and figuring out how it works. Weirdly. But there we go, we've got the monsters at the front of a race I actually very much didn't think I was going to win. So, even an 800 horsepower rear-wheel drive Ferrari, that's not the easiest thing in the world to drive in the first place, was able to get it around relatively competently. Well, let's go make things even more difficult for ourselves. So, for our final race in this very silly video, I've gone to A-Class, the Jaguar XKRS, GT kind of a track car, this one. It's not going to be quite as crazy as the Ferrari to drive, but it's still rear-wheel drive, 500 and something odd horsepower, so it's not going to be the easiest thing in the world. I've flipped my gearing around as well, so what would normally be gear up is gear down, and vice versa, so everything is backwards. No, don't put it in reverse. That's immediately a dumb thing to do. Okay, what can we do? Oh, and not only have I got all of that the wrong way round, I have now gone and got to one of the more technical circuits in the game. I've just thought how I'm going to make this harder. This isn't the final race of the video. I'm going to do something even dumber. We'll worry about that in a few minutes. Let's see if I can deal with... No! Oh. I was busy thinking about my gears. Forgot about my steering. Okay, Jaguar, please be good around this circuit. Please be a fast car in general. There we go. Now, we will get on the throttle. We'll go chase down a Porsche, and then... I'm not sure what that is. A BMW. From a distance, for some reason, it looked like the Volkswagen CCs from the British touring cars. I don't know why from a distance I was seeing that. I guess one good thing with this Jag is it does have quite a torquey engine, so if I'm in the wrong gear at the wrong time, we still get away a little bit with all of this. We are going to sneak our way up the inside, through here. Oh, falling bloody street furniture. I hate it. I loathe street furniture in this game. I sort of like a dingo bug is somehow leading the way. I think that's helping my case here. I'm not going to lie. The dingo bug is making life a little bit easier for me because it's blocking... Oh, I went the wrong way through the gears. It's blocking all the AIs in. Yeah, I mean, as I said at the start, it is the actions that you don't think about are the ones that are catching you out. So catching the car when it's sliding, or in that case, going down gears, you just instinctively grab the way you're supposed to, but that's going to be a sneaky look up the inside. Oh, yeah, and then while I was trying to get some gears going on, I went into the wall because I was steering the wrong way. I thought I was managing to press all the buttons at that point, so we were kind of going up and down the gearbox at the same time. Not helpful, but we're still in fourth, sorry. We've got a couple of laps to go. We're going to have a dive to the inside of the Scirocco. Thank you very much for the place. I like the Jag, don't get me wrong. I'm grateful that this is a pretty good car to drive. Right, we'll go down to second. Can I sneak past the Audi? Oh, don't slide, just immediately lift off the throttle. It's going to be easier for me to deal with. Oh, we're going to lean on the Audi a little bit. Yeah, okay, so we crashed into the start-finish line a smidge last time around. However, hell, I made it as a 5-lap race just to give myself a little more chance to fight way through the field. Also, this is a fairly short track at the end of the day, so I figured, yeah, we'd go for a little bit longer race here. And we would have been fine with a 3-lap race. We still have actually been able to make our way through the pack in time. And there we go. Yeah, I'm going to say it again. I'm quite surprised how quickly I've been able to adapt to this, because this should be really wrong. When it is completely wrong. There are still moments where I do strange things like that, for example. Okay, yeah, we're losing a little bit of time with those sort of stuff. And yeah, okay, I'm not racing against the AIs on crazy difficulties or racing it in multiplayer, etc. But I'm still trying to drive this car as fast, absolutely fast as I can. I don't really have a slow setting. I'm not good at the whole. Oh, we'll just take it easy. It's all or nothing pretty much from me. The dingo bug's still in second. We will get the gears right through there. Some AI I think has been released into second. The dingo has saved me a little bit. That kind of backed everybody up. Did make my life easier. I still think we probably would have been able to get ourselves to the front. Regardless, and brake for the horrible corner. I mean, that's a nasty corner at the best of times, let alone when everything is weird. So there we go, and now we've just got flat out run. Oh no, not quite flat out run. I take it back. I thought we were going to be flat through there. We are not. I'm also being lazy and not changing up when we probably could have done. It's fine. Oh. No, wrong way. Okay, the other thing is when you make one mistake, it compounds. So if you make one mistake, whether it's steering slightly the wrong way or gears the wrong way, it often spirals into the... As you're trying to correct that, you're not thinking about whatever else is going on, so you make a multiple bunch of mistakes in one go. That is something else. That kind of does also make sense a little bit. But yeah, we did it! The dingo did kind of make life a little bit easier for us, because that was terribly slow. Box everyone in. Right. Got one more idea. And then this is going to be the last race. This might be the toughest one yet. So, to finish this video off, this is what I just thought while I was in the middle of that last race. I have now swapped the accelerate and the brake triggers around because that's going to be awful. That's really going to be awful. I'm not sure... I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do... I think I'm going to lock the brakes up all the time. The accelerating will be fine, but the braking is going to be what gets the better of me here. Yeah, God knows how well we're going to do. I have gone down to a B-class car. I've got the new Golf out for this one. Oh, God. Like, the first corner's fine. I'm not having to really do much in the way of braking. Oh, and I'm also around a really nasty, twisty circuit, you know, because this is really going to test everything. Oh, this is going to be the first big braking zone. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's horrible. Where do I go for gears? That's how we do some gears. Okay. That's really weird. That's actually weirder. I can't believe I'm saying it, but that is weirder than anything else we've had to deal with. Is the... No, wrong way. Wrong way through the gears. That's way weirder than the steering. I'm kind of surprised by that. But it is. Trying to do the throttle. It's the braking. The braking part. The throttle part's fine. But it's the braking part that's a complete mess with your head. And I think that's because you get so used to... So I've driven with ABS off on many games for many years. And you kind of just get used to using, you know, your left hand for that. And you get used to dealing with the, like, sensitivity you need to not lock the brakes up in a certain way. So when it's now messed up, when it's changed, it's just not used to having to... You're used to dealing with throttle control, of course, but there's a different amount of sensitivity required, especially with Horizon 5. I say with the Horizon 5, I think the controller I'm using currently, I have the Forza edition, the Horizon 5 controller, and I don't know what it is. If you've played a lot of racing games, you might know what I mean. When you change controllers, different controllers have almost like a different sensitivity in the triggers. Some are more comparable. Certainly, whether it's because it's the Forza Edition one, whether it's just how this controller is, the brake trigger is incredibly sensitive compared to all the other controllers I have lying around the house. So it takes even more getting used to with this particular one. I mean, we're not doing as badly as I thought we would. Oh, but yeah, that's... Oh, wait, what do we want? We want that. Nope, steered the wrong way. I literally had to say something, didn't I? I had to say something, and then we go straight into a wall. This is tough. This is very, very difficult. Just trying to commentate and say do this. It is just the braking. I can do the driving, or we saw. I can do the steering. That's no problem. I can do the gears. Figured that one out. But trying to get all of this together. There are bits where it's fine. There are bits where I figure it out. for a little while. It's just as soon as I get something wrong with the braking, that's the problem bit. Right, okay, we're wrong way through the gearbox again. But come on, we're not going to come last, alright? This is the goal. We're just not going to come last. I would have liked a podium, but that was probably ambitious. I mean, if I didn't make a silly mistake, we were on course for that sort of a finish. Maybe. You know, well, if you didn't make a mistake and we were quick, I feel like, to be fair, that could be any race. You don't make any mistakes and are fast, you can win. That is the dumbest sentence I might have said for a while. Right, where's the brakes? There's the brakes. Okay, throttle. There we go. We're going to get 10th place away. Come on, final lap. Let's go for it. Let's see if we can at least get a respectable finishing position from all of this. Let's not panic at turn 1. Wrong way through the gearbox, but we'll get down to 3rd. Look at that. It was almost a clean pass. It wasn't very clean. It was a touring car level of clean pass. That's what we achieved right there. Oh, we're going to go for an overtake. We're going to go for a dive bomb. It might be an accidental dive bomb at some point. Oh, hey, look at that. We made the corner. It wasn't an overtake, but we made the corner without doing something really dumb. Can we get another pass here? Nope, 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 nope. We're locking up. We're locking up. We're going wide. Wrong way through the gears. Yeah, if you lock up, if I get it wrong and lock up, it's really difficult to unlock it and sort it out for the corner. There was a chance at 6th. That chance might have gone out the window. It's not over yet, though. There's always more places to try. Last ditch overtakes. 3rd gear is not what I needed there. That is some of the worst racing lines I've done in a long time. But we at least carried some momentum and I went the wrong way through the gears again. Right, down 1 gear. Get on the power up the hill. No, there's a Veloster in the way. Get out the way, Hyundai. I want this pass, goddammit. I want to go and I want to get 6th. I really want to get 6th, but I don't think that's going to happen, sadly. No, not if I do that. I was on the wrong trigger again. Not going to do it. We might get 7th if I get a really good run through these next couple of corners and can be really brave. If I get the final corner spot on, maybe we can outrun these 2 cars to the line. Oh, wrong buttons. Wrong buttons. Oh, we might get 1. It's more of a crash, if I'm honest. That is tough. That is not easy to do at all. God, that is a mind-bending problem. But it's the braking. It's the braking and then the panic when the braking's not quite going right of trying to deal with everything else that causes the bigger problems. But there you go. That was... We got fastest lap, but... Oh, that was an attempt at... Well, it started off as inverted steering. That was too easy, so we then got quite silly. By the time I finished, I've got everything the wrong way round. Could still make some speed out of the cars. Yeah, when everything's going fine, when everything's under control, it's not so bad. It's just the second something goes a tiny bit wrong, and it's almost a panic of flailing about trying to get the car in the position you want it to be in. Definitely, though, the inverted accelerator and brake, that is the toughest part. That by far the toughest part. The steering bit, honestly, after a couple of races, I don't... You know, if I spent a day racing like that, I'd probably not notice a huge difference. I mean, it would be different, but it wouldn't be a million miles wrong. I feel like the throttle and brake would take a lot longer to get used to. The gears would be fine after a little while as well. It's just a different button press. It is so ingrained in me how to go through the gears in Forza that it would take a little bit, but that would be fine. Yeah, the steering was easier than expected. The throttle and brake is horrible and nasty, but I do recommend you give it a go. I like that Forza now gives you the options to completely remap the controls. It's a little bit annoying because there's so many buttons that have to be mapped, you can't actually do much with it. Hell, it's very difficult for me to even use the Forza Link thing because most of the buttons you use run manual and clutch are needed for stuff, but the fact that it lets you have fully customizable controls so you can do dumb things like this is quite fun. I recommend you give this a go, see how you do. See if you can do better than me with the swapping around with the accelerator and everything. It's a fun little, certainly a fun little silly challenge to have a go with. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching. And until next time, goodbye.